Hello, I'm going to show you how to install Windows 8 using the download from the Windows Developer Preview. I'm using Parallels on the iMac to do this. I've previously downloaded the ISO file, and as you can see, you just install the file. You install it as a Windows Other type machine using Parallels and select the ISO file. And of course you can call it what you want. I'm calling it Windows 8 in this instance, and you can leave the software to do what it needs to do. So as you can see, it's acting like a normal machine. It's loading the files in and getting ready to install Windows 8 Developer Preview. As you can see, a nice Windows come up to tell you exactly what you're doing. Again, there's a link in the description where you can get the ISO file. It comes in two flavours, the 64-bit version, which I'm running here, and the 32-bit version. Of course, I mean, you can run this on a normal PC if you've got a spare partition and run it like that. And as you can see, we're quickly in. We're now going to choose our regionalisation part. Of course, I'll be choosing UK English, though I have a bit of trouble with the mouse pad on this. Stumbling around like a geriatric fool. But there we go, we've got it ready, and now we're going to install it. Now, what I've done is I've kept the editing to a minimum, just so you get an idea just how long and how quickly it takes to install the software. It's quite quick, really. As you can see, we're already into the license agreement. And again, it's just a matter of ticking the box, agreeing. Why do they bother having licenses? We're going to agree with them anyway. We're not going to sit there and go, no, I don't think I'm going to agree with you. So I'm installing it onto a fake partition. Whammo, we're going in. Again, if you was doing this on a regular PC, you'd follow exactly the same instructions, but you'd have a free partition on your hard drive to do this. And again, I mean, what I'd recommend in Windows 7 is probably just, if you've got Windows 7 Professional or Ultimate, is to probably do it on a virtual machine anyway, because it makes it a lot easier than messing around with repartitioning your hard drive. Yeah, I mean, you could do that, or you could do it on a fresh partition, whichever way you fancy. If you do it using virtual machine or VMware or Parallels, the good thing about that is you can delete it when it goes wrong and reinstall pretty quickly. If you've got it on a partition, on an actual real physical partition, it makes it a bit more tricky to, put your machine back to rights again. So yeah, I mean, I do a lot of things, as you can see. I have a lot of operating systems as virtual machines, and Parallels are quite good. Not that this is an advert for Parallels, but I found it quite a satisfying experience to use that. The same goes for using Windows XP and Windows Vista. Not you'd necessarily do it, but I did do it once in Windows 7 just to see, what it was like. But I'm no Apple fanboy or anti-Windows. I use Windows 7. I think it's a very good operating system, much improved over Vista, which again I enjoyed, but a lot of people didn't like. But I moved over to Apple purely for a convenience point of view. I just got tired of dealing with the hassle that sometimes comes with Windows, with things going a little bit awry. So I moved over to Apple, and who knows, maybe with Windows 8 maybe I'll move back over again. I don't know. Again, this is one reason I'm downloading this, to keep my hand in to see what developments were going on, and from what I've seen, it looks like Microsoft have kind of looked what's going on in the world, and have aimed this very much at touchscreen computers. You almost get the idea that Microsoft are holding up a flag saying that small form factor tablet computers are the future, because when you see this new Metro opening screen in Windows 8, it is very much aimed at a touchscreen environment, which is which is interesting, and it's quite far removed from what happened with Windows XP and Windows Vista. But yeah, we're still waiting for the installation to go on. Maybe I should whistle a little tune or play some music. Well, there will be some music in the background. I will add that. Well, you will hear music, which I've added of my own music to ease our passage through this period of time. But I just wanted you to get an idea of how long it takes to install this on a virtual machine. It was quite a quick process. But yeah, sometimes you think, oh, maybe I should have edited this out. Anyway, enjoy the music, and I will come back to you when something happens. Oh, something's happened. That was quick. So, as you can see, it doesn't take long to get the nuts and bolts installed. And here we go. It's nearly ready. Just waiting for that green bar to creep across the screen, and oh, here we go. And we're rebooting. So we're now into the Windows Developer Preview, for the actual installed virtual machine version. As you can see, it was all pretty quick process. We're up and running within 5 minutes, which I think is not bad going. It's updating those registry settings. Good to know that there's still a registry to be messed around with in Windows 8. And it's preparing itself. Are you preparing yourself? Are you holding onto your chair, excited on what the future might bring you? And there goes my cockatiel. It's getting the devices ready. What devices? I haven't got any devices. I've got a few knickknacks, but no devices. And the system is ready. And it's restarted again, and you can hear my cockatiel joining us this evening. He's decided to wake up and have a squawk. If it's not cockatiels squawking, it's children making noise or dogs barking. But you don't want to hear about that. You want to see Windows 8 booting up. And so we get the chance to personalise the computer. It's just like the old days. You've got to come up with a name, and I think I'll be imaginative and call it something like Windows 8 or something like that, or Virtual Windows. That sounds good. And we click next. So I'm just going to use the express settings for this, and this time it's actually asking you to log on if you've got an MSN passport address. So I'm going to use my MSN passport address and click next, and we're going to enter our password. Of course, I'm not telling you what that is, but there it is for you to see. Can you guess what it is yet? And so we are logging on using our MSN login, which is a first. And now we're finalising the settings, so you can see just what kind of process this is. And it knows who I am. Look, it says I'm Darren Locke, and it's welcoming me to the computer, and it's preparing my PC for its first boot up. I guess you'll need an active internet connection to use Windows 8. Be interesting to know what Microsoft plan to do with people who are offline, and how you set up your computer then, because it seems very much geared to an online environment. So you've got two aspects there. You've got touchscreen tablet PCs and something that's always online. So if you're if you haven't got a touch screen, or you're not online, and there are people out there that still don't use internet a lot, or are not always connected, it's going to be I wonder what the alternative is going to be there. I don't think Microsoft have said anything. I mean, I was surprised to see it being so dependent on the Microsoft Passport thing for your ID. I guess everyone's going to have to sign into MSN Passport now. Get a Hotmail address or whatever it is, just to use Windows 8, which is a bit peculiar. So now we're just waiting for it to do whatever it needs to do. It's always preparing. And we're in, and that is the first glimpse of the new Metro opening screen. Now what we're going to do next is we're going to go full screen, so you can see here I'm logging in again. I've reset the computer, adjusted its resolution, and we're going back in so you can see fully what's involved with this new Metro system. And as you can see, very much geared to a touchscreen computer. Lovely big friendly icons. Let's see what the weather is, because we all seem to be obsessed by the weather these days. And in Anaheim, it's lovely. Unfortunately, I don't live in Anaheim. There's no way to personalise those settings in the demo as far as I can see. But if you need to know what the weather is, that's it. And we've got this socialite section, which is purely for Facebook. Again, it brings up all your contacts and all the messages you've made, and allows you to use Facebook without logging into a browser. And here I go, logging in again. It's going to ask for my permission. I know it's going to ask for my permission. And here we go. It wants my permission, so just click allow. And we're in. And so you've got newsfeed, profile, photos, friends, and check-ins. And yeah, I mean, it's again, you can see it's geared very much for the the touch screen computer. Brings up the newsfeed. I mean, I'm not that impressed. It looks a bit of a jumble for me. I mean, I'm sure some people will like it, but again, it's something you need to get used to. And when you click on a contact, it seems to bring up all their entries underneath, and it's fairly responsive. It's okay. On my profile picture there, the one with all the mails, you can see more about yourself there, what all the entries you've made and replies that people have made to you. And let's write something on my wall. Hey, I'm sending this message with Windows 8 running inside Mac OSX Lion. Huzzah! So there you go, and then you can just write that to your wall. I mean, yeah, it's okay. It's not as efficient as an app on an iPad, but you can see what Microsoft are trying to do. What surprised me is they didn't bring out an application that will unified Facebook and Twitter. But instead we've got something that you've got two applications that sits beside each other. As you can see, I haven't got that many friends. Oh, it's because I smell. And then you've got this peculiar check-ins section, which seems to think that I'm in Anaheim, but I'm not. And that's that. So let's have a look at the next item on our list. Yeah, clicking socialite refreshes. There you go. That's a shortcut for you, isn't it? And let's let's get back out of here. And now we're going to look at the tweets. And of course, it's just called news on this. Sorry, it's called Tweetorama. My mistake. And again, the app is very similar to the Facebook app. Now you'd have thought they would have unified these two, so you could, bring everything together. They've missed a trick here, and as you can see, it's. I found it a little bit overwhelming. The screen design. You've got your timeline, what's happening now, who you're following, and if you've selected someone you're following, all their tweets that you've got. So you've got an awful lot of information on the screen. Again, if you were using it on a small form factor handheld PC, that's going to really mess your eyes up. But I guess they know what they're doing. I think it's overkill myself. I don't think you need to need all that information on the screen at once. But anyway, I'm sending this tweet from inside Windows 8, which is running virtually inside Mac OS Tiger. No, easy Tiger, you mean Lion. Huzzah! And it's as easy as that. So you get an idea that Microsoft are embracing social media. But, where's their platform? Where's their Messenger, MSN Messenger platform with all of this? It's not on there, is it? No. But you've got Facebook and you've got Twitter, but you haven't got MSN. Or whatever they've called it now, Live Windows Messenger Marketplace. And now we're going to look at some news. They've got a number of news feeds that that are pre-programmed into it. If you're used to using a newsreader, this won't be any surprise to you. Again, each app, it feels very much like the Facebook app. It's all sideways scrolling. Again, it feels like they're leaving the desktop PC behind and are going portable with this operating system. It's just really patently evident with this Metro front end, and we're done. And there you go. That's what it looks like. Nice, easy to read squares that you can use with your finger to swipe or touch or access or whatever you want to do. Again, it lacks some of the finesse of iOS on the iPad. It looks like, this is just a personal opinion. I think some of the design is questionable. It's not design per se. There is no design. It's just blocks. That's what they're using here. Is a very blocky, almost childlike operating system. It's almost like we've gone back in time. There's no sophistication there, and the Windows Store isn't available. So there you go. That is the Metro front end of Windows 8. I don't know what else to play with. Let's have a go of 5 in a row, shall we? We all know this. I'll lose this game really quickly. I'm wet, you're black. Is this a metaphor for racial oppression? No, it's just a game with different colour balls. As you can hear, I'm suffering from a bit of a cold at the moment, so you know, I apologise for having a snotty nose, and hope this hasn't hindered your enjoyment. And black wins, black power. Let's quit that game and do something different. I don't know if it's worth me opening up any more of these other applications. I'm a bit bored with Windows 8 at the moment now. Oh, look, see, you can personalise the look of your Windows experience. Again, not so much design, more of a lack of design. You know, empty space, minimalist. You know, gone are the days of the aero design of their operating system, which I quite liked. So yeah, really aimed at the touchscreen, I believe, because it's obvious why they've done this this very sparse white on black design. It's purely for ease of legibility, again on a small factor screen. Oh, familiarity, the old control panel's still buried in there for you to use, and yep, there we go. So there you go. Everything's accessed from the start panel. And there's Metro. Let's have a look at Internet Explorer. They've put a new skin on this, and again, it's it's minimalist. It reminds me of the old. They had what was that thing that they had? They had a special browser way back in the day. Was it Live Browser or something? That's my own website. Just pulled it up to see how it scans. Looks okay. But yeah, this almost it's the old MSN browser that Microsoft used in the late 90s, I believe. That's what it reminds me of. I don't know if anybody can remember that far back. I'll have to do my research. And that's what it instantly jumped to my mind. So let's go back to desktop. Back to the desktop. And look at the Internet Explorer again. As you can see, Internet Explorer, when you're not using it in Metro, looks like regular Internet Explorer. So you've got two browsing experiences. And there you go. That is Windows 8 as we see it. I mean, I'm not that overwhelmed by it. There are going to be people that are going to be clapping their feet and saying it's the next best thing, but to me it looks like a retrograde step. It looks like they're chasing the coattails of Android, and what's been happening on the Mac OS X trail. But will there be any small form factor PCs to support this operating system? That is the question. There needs to be an iPod killer, an iPad killer even, and this is what this operating system is aimed at. So that's my little walk around of Windows 8, the developer preview. The link is in the box below, so you can have a look. Nope, I've just clicked on the Near Me function. Now this I thought would be quite cool. It's location services. Again, this is them aping what you've already got on the iPad. You can find cultural things, galleries or a restaurant or places to go. Again, this is all based around Anaheim because the location services don't actually work in the demo, which is a great shame, but you can see where they're going with this. They really are just copying that functionality that we've come to expect with Apple, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't see any real improvement on what's gone before. But yeah, you can pick up the ISO disk image of this from the Microsoft Developer Network, and the link is below. Have a play with it. Let me know what you think.